6.6 piecewise functions. What piecewise functions are literally multiple functions on the same graph. With these functions, you have to be careful because there's only parts of them that are true, so those are the only parts that you are actually drawing on that graph. So if we look at example 1, it tells us to create a table and a variable description to represent the graph. So if we look here, we have prices, we have ages, we have movie tickets. So obviously movie tickets cost a certain amount based off of the age of a person. So from 0 to 12, it's about 12. We could say that between 10 and 20, that line for your x-axis is 15, and then right before it would be 13, 14, 12, somewhere in there. So if we say 0 to 12 is $5, then we have 13 to 54 would be $9, and then from 55 and on is $6.50. So you got to just look at the graph and see exactly what the graph is telling us. For B, we have a graph that deals with golf green fees, the fee amount, and the time. So if we look here from 8 a.m. to about noon, so from this, you see that open circle on noon. So it would be from 8 a.m. to 11:59 a.m. It's a little bit above. This is going every 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. The next is 27. It's just above the 27. So we're going to say that that's $28. So it's $28 to play anywhere from 8 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. or a.m. Sorry. Then from noon to about 4. So we're going to go right before 4 p.m. So that's noon to 3:59 p.m. It's going to be $24. And then from 4 p.m. and on, it's going to be $12 to play. For these functions, they are going to be written like what you see here up top. The f of x is equal to, we have 5 if 0 is less than x, which is less than 13, 9 if 13 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 55, and 6.5 if x is greater than 55. So you have to look at these and see which is true. So for example 2, we're evaluating each piecewise function for x is equal to -2 and x is equal to 5. So if x is equal to -2 for a, we have to look at those inequalities. We have inequalities that are x is less than or equal to 0. Does that make that statement true? If x is equal to -2, is -2 less than or equal to 0? Yes, it is. So then f of x, or f of -2, is equal to 5, the -5. So we're just plugging these values into our inequalities and seeing which one gives us a true statement. For x is equal to 5, plug it in. Is 5 less than or equal to 0? No. Is 5 falling between 0 and 3? No. But is 5 greater than 3? 5 is greater than 3, yes. So y is 12. So f of 5 is equal to 12. For B, we have f of x is equal to 3x plus 4 if x is less than 5, and x squared minus 3 if x is greater than or equal to 5. So for x is equal to -2, is -2 less than 5? Yes, -2 is less than 5. So we have f of -2 is equal to 3x plus 4. Now you have to plug that -2 in for the x here. So f of -2 is equal to 3 times -2 plus 4. 3 times -2 is -6. -6 plus 4 is -2. So f of -2 is equal to -2. For x is equal to 5, you have the inequality 5 is greater than or equal to 5. That's true. So we're going to use f of 5 is equal to x squared minus 3. So we're going to plug the 5 in. F of 5 is equal to 5 squared minus 3. 5 squared is 25. 25 minus 3 is 22. So f of 5 is equal to 22. Now we're dealing with x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3. So look at your inequalities here. For x is equal to 1, is 1 less than negative 3? No. Does 1 become between negative 3 and 6? Yes. So negative 3 is less than or equal to 1, which is less than 6. So because that's true, we're going to say that f of 1 is equal to 15. For the x is equal to 3, 3 is not less than negative 3, but 3 falls between negative 3 and 6. So negative 3 is less than or equal to 3, which is less than 6. So f of 3 is also 15. For b, we have g of x is equal to 3x squared plus 1 if x is less than 0, and 5x minus 2 if x is greater than 0. So for x is equal to 1, is 1 less than 0? No. 1 is greater than or equal to 0, though. So we're going to use f of 1 is equal to 5x minus 2. So plug the 1 in. F of 1 is equal to 5 times 1 minus 2. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 minus 2 is 3. So f of 1 is 3. For x is equal to 3, 3 is not less than 0, but 3 is greater than or equal to 0. So we are going to use f of 3 is equal to 5x minus 2. So this is going to be f of 3 is equal to 5 times 3, which is 15, minus 2, which is 13. So f of 3 is equal to 13. For your next part, we are graphing piecewise functions. So when we graph these, we can set up tables, or we can draw our line and erase whatever we are not including. So if we look at our first, we have f of x is equal to negative 4 if x is less than 2, and positive 4 if x is greater than or equal to 2. So if we have x values, numbers that are less than 2, so 2, we can do 1, we can do 0, we can do negative 1. For numbers greater than 2 or equal to 2, we're going to have something like 3, 4, 5, let's say 6. So then we're just going to have negative 4, negative 4, negative 4, negative 4. This one, though, is going to be an open circle. Then we have negative or positive 4. And this one's going to be a closed circle. And then 4, 4, 4, and 4. So anytime you have an open circle, it's because your inequality doesn't include that number. So when we go to graph these, we're going to have negative 1, negative 4. Let's see, negative 1, negative 4. Then we have 0, negative 4, 1, negative 4, and then 2, negative 4, open circle there. Then we have positive 2, positive 4, and that's going to be a closed circle. And we have this, and it just goes to the side. So that's going to be an open circle on on positive 2, negative 4, and a closed circle on positive 2, positive 4. And then our lines are just going to go opposite of each other. So you see how with one, it goes to a certain point, and then the other one picks up where that first one ended. That's the way all of these are going to go. For b, we have g of x is equal to 3x plus 8 if x is less than or equal to negative 3. Then negative 2x if x if negative 3 is less than x, which is less than 1, and x squared minus 3 if x is greater than or equal to 1. So I'm going to choose the x values of negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. But I want to rewrite these because less than or equal to negative 3. So the negative 3 has to come twice. And then the 1 would have to come twice. So negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 1. And then 2 and 3. Alright, so we are going to find what y is for these. So with the negative 5 is less than or equal to negative 3. So 3 times negative 5 plus 8 is going to give us negative 7. 3 times negative 4 plus 8 gives us negative 4. 3 times negative 3 plus 8 gives us negative 1. This is going to be a closed circle because our inequality includes it. For the negative 3 is less than x, which is less than 1, we're going to do negative 2 times negative 3, which is 6. We're going to have an open circle there. Negative 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, positive 4. Negative 2 times negative 1 is 2. Negative 2 times 0 is 0. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Open circle on that one as well. For the x squared minus 3, so we're going to have 1 squared minus 3 is negative 2. We're going to have a closed circle on that. Negative 2. Positive 2 squared is 4 minus 3 is 1. And then 3 squared, which is 9 minus 3, is 6. So if we go to plot these points, the first one we have is negative 5, negative 7. Negative 5, negative 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is here. We are going to have a closed, it doesn't matter with that one. What matters is the negative 3. From there, we have negative 4, negative 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have the negative 3, negative 1. So that is here. So this one's going to be a closed circle. So my line is going to go this way. From there, I have my next set, which is the first one is negative 3, 6. Negative 3, 6 is here. And I'm going to have an open circle on that. Then I have negative 2, 4, which is here. Negative 1, 2, 0, 0, and then 1, negative 2. And then that's going to have an open circle on it as well. So I'm just going to connect these circles, going through the lines that I have. So let's try it this way. It's going to be as good as it gets because I can't draw a straight line right now. So next set, we have 1, negative 2, and that's going to have a closed circle. So it's going to be closed here. And then we have 2, 1, which is here, and then 3, 6, which is here. And then we're just going to draw our line from those, going through those points as best we can. And then we're done. For C, we have f of x is equal to 4 if x is less than or equal to negative 1, and negative 2 if x is greater than or negative 1. So numbers that are less than or equal to negative 1 is going to be like negative 3, negative 2, negative 1. Then we have greater than negative 1, so that's going to be negative 1, 0, 1. Our y's for the negative 3, negative 2, and negative 1 are 4, 4, and 4 with an a closed circle on the negative 1, 4. Then we have negative 2 for the rest, and then this negative 1, negative 2 is going to be an open So to graph the negative 3, 4, it's going to be here. Then the negative 2, 4 is here. Then the negative 1, 4 is here. And then it's just a straight line to the left. For the negative 1, negative 2, we're going to have an open circle on that ordered pair. So negative 1, negative 2, we have an open circle. And then we have 0, negative 2, 1, negative 2, and then it keeps going to the right. So just draw the line. For our next example, we have g of x is equal to 3x, negative 3x if x is less than 2, and x plus 3 if x is greater than or equal to 2. So we are going to get x values. Numbers less than 2 are something like 0, 1, and 2. Numbers that are greater than or equal to 2 are like 2, 3, and 4. So for 0, we're going to have negative 3 times 0, which is 0. For the 1, we have negative 3 times 1, which is negative 3. For negative 3 times 2, that's negative 6. And that's going to be an open circle. For the 2, that's the x is equal to, we're going to have 2 plus 3, which is 5. That's going to be a closed circle because it includes that. Then we have 3 plus 3, which is 6, and then 4 plus 3, which is 7. So we're going to plot these points. For our first one, we have 0, 0. Then we have 1, negative 3. And then 2, negative 6. So it's going to be an open circle on that point. So we are going to draw our line through these points and go up to the left. For the first point of our second line, we have 2, 5. So 2, 5 is here. We're going to have a closed circle there. Then we have 3, 6. And then 4, 7. So that, I'm just going to go through those 2